No matter what the case may be, oh, rise up, rise up, rise up.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Time Out with Fola Ishola. I have here today with me Timibeats, Moses, Mafe. That's what happens when you know the person. You all know him as Timibeats. Yeah, so he's into music productions, beats in particular. And today we're just going to talk with him, have a chit chat to know how the journey has been to this point you are right now. So my first question would be, how did you get here? How did you come about beats? Like, how did you find it?
That's like a very, very broad question, but I'll try as much as possible to be detailed, right? So how I got here. Well, it started from when I was like really, really young. I was a drummer. I am a drummer. Right? I started as a drummer in my local church then in my parents' church. Right? So I started as a drummer. My mom would always tell me that I was playing drum at 1 year old, right? So they knew that I was going to be a drummer. Yeah. So they knew I was going to be a drummer. So I was playing drum. I was only a drummer then. And then I can't remember exactly. I'm not good with dates or years, you understand? But I can't remember exactly how old I was then. But that was before I came to Fusmina.
Okay.
I was still a drummer, but I had started playing bass guitar. Started playing the bass guitar then, just like the basics and everything. So I came to Fusmina here. Now, in Mina, I started attending House on the Rock. Right? House on the Rock is like one of the biggest influence to me becoming a producer or me being an artist right now. Like literally the biggest influence. So I got into House on the Rock and then joined the choir. And I was still a drummer and a bassist. I wouldn't say I was a bassist because I was still, learning then. And then, I started, with the choir. Then I started learning keyboard a little bit. I was still very, very amateurish, like very, very. But I started learning a little bit. And then I had some amazing friends that were, always the music guys by my side. So we're always doing it together, that kind of thing. And then there was this particular day.
On your WhatsApp status where you just roll on the drums and all of that.
Yeah,
and then you
exactly.
post it out there.
Those guys, yeah. So those guys have been with me like since I was in 100 level when I was in Fumina. So like we have been together for a while. So, but the whole production thing now, right? The how production started was, I was going to this particular friend's house, right? I was always going to, because his house was closer to our church. So I was always going to his house during the weekends to just stay there and then go to church, come back and then go back to school. Because I was staying close to school then. So he has this particular cousin that is a music producer, like still upcoming, you get. So in their room, it would just like put on the system and then be producing. And I was like, okay, I like what I'm hearing. I like the fact that you're able to create sounds. Do you understand? So I was so interested in it. Now this was 2018. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I really like the whole idea of, making instrumentals, like taking sounds from your head and then putting it down and everything is. So I picked interest. And then that same day that I saw him, I decided to try. And then I created my first beat, which is terrible.
Oh,
my
2018, yeah.
It was terrible, I swear. But at that point, I was very, very happy with it. You understand? I felt like I'm actually really good at this. Yeah. So I started learning, doing some research, and then I figured that I was actually learning these things like pretty fast. Right? It was coming to me really easy. Some people try to do these things, but it's a little bit harder for me. But for me, I noticed that it was easy for me, a little bit easy, not that easy. But I had to work, to try to blend everything. And then it was working well, so I started doing more work, started learning. Then the funny thing is that at that point, I was still in school, so there was no way for me to, get money to buy equipment or these kind of things. You understand? Yeah. So I was just using my friend's laptop. I didn't have a laptop then, so it was always anytime I went for the weekend, I would get to, just rehearse or practice or learn something new, right? So this my friend, right, is like a really, really important person, like the most important person in my music, because assuming I did not meet him, I wouldn't have been a producer. I wouldn't have at all. Yeah, I think I saw him on the live. I think he came live, joined.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So from the journey down from, you said you were one. Your mom said you were playing drums.
Yeah.
To church, to going to visit a friend, 2018, and then you found. So at any point, did you feel like, okay, this is not my thing? Did you feel like, I want to give up? This thing's not even working. Safe. I want to give up. At any point, did you feel like that?
Let me tell you something, right? I felt like that last week.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it's not something that we can overcome. Do you understand? We get better, right? I know that things are extremely way better than when I started. Yeah, but at every single phase of my life, right, I've always sat down to think, am I actually supposed to be doing this? Do you understand? My mates are probably in school, like they're hustling. I'm serving now, right? I'm probably the most unserious copper NYSC has literally seen ever. Do you understand? So I see my mates, you know, grinding hard, doing their service well, so that, you know, probably the place they are working can retain them after. And then there's me that doesn't care. Do you understand? So actually, sometimes I do sit and wonder if I'm actually doing the right thing. Do you understand? Because being a producer in Nigeria, do you understand? You can't really boast about it if you are not actually up there. So the only producers people know right now are the guys up there. So if you're not up there, people probably think you're doing absolutely nothing. Yeah. So
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you settle for producing beats? Because I'm sure how did you like, okay, I'll be able to sell my beats, I'll be able to put it together. How did you settle for beats alone?
Okay. When I did start, right? When I did start, I the plan was to sell beats at that particular time, but obviously I wasn't good enough for different artists to, you know, see me and say, okay, they can actually spend money on my beats. So what I was doing then to push myself was probably to do covers or just do instrumental and then post. I would post and probably get no response, right? But I would keep on posting because I knew that as I'm getting better, people, I think I do have supportive friends because like they were always, you know, supportive. If I post, they will always like and comment. Even I'm very sure, even if the instrumental it doesn't make sense, they will always try to support and then, you know, show love. But selling of beats, I think the first day I sold a beat, I sold it for 3,000 naira. The first day, in fact, I was extremely happy.
How long does it take you to put up a beat together? Like to put up a whole?
Yeah.
How many
the thing is right now, if we're talking of right now, right? Depending on how the inspiration comes, you get. But if everything goes well, I can literally create a whole instrumental in 30 minutes or less. In fact, 30 minutes, like if I'm doing a live production, if I'm doing a live arrangement, which is more work, like all this gospel that has drum bass, all those things, that one I can do that one in less than 30 minutes. But now this is because I have been doing it for a long time. So if I'm working, I know exactly what I want. I know how to get it. Do you understand? But if we're talking of then, it obviously takes me 2 days, 3 days to, you know, to try to come up with something.
For 3,000 naira.
And I was very happy. I was extremely happy because you have no idea how it feels like someone is actually paying, no matter how small it is, that somebody's actually paying for your services. At that particular time that I was, you know, trying to still gather myself. Everybody then was looking for free beats, and I was always giving because I cannot be keeping up my beats. Do you understand? So I was always giving, but this person was willing to like, okay, take this amount of money to get. So
okay. But how is it going for you now in terms of selling?
Oh, now it's obviously better. Now we have mouths in a particular way. We have mouths.
Okay,
so yeah.
How did you now transition from beats? How did you transition from beats to now making music, like the recent one?
So yesterday I shot the video for my music, and then my director, my visual director, we're in the studio together trying to, you know, work everything out, and he asked me to play my other songs that, you know, that I wrote and sang, and I told him I don't have any other one. This is my first ever. This is my first ever song that I'm actually singing to. And the reason why is that I started learning how to sing at a not really young age, but I met a friend that I always have friends that are into music around me, and they're always very good. So I met this guy in Kaduna. He's my friend. He's a very good vocalist, very, very good. And there's this particular night I spent in their house, and then he was singing. And at that moment, I decided that I was going to learn how to sing. At that moment, I decided I was going to learn how to sing. Okay. And then this was when I was in secondary school, probably SS3 or Catpoly. I can't remember exactly which one. But so I decided at that point that I was going to learn how to, you know, to sing, and then I was terrible then, my God. But one thing that helped me was that I had so much confidence. I had confidence. Like, I would sing my rubbish.
I think relaxed when we were in secondary school, I think I would want to say, because the Timmy that I know would just walk past you, just say hello, and walk past you. That's all.
True. Very, very true. I still do that now. I am still very shy.
Was his mouthpiece then. So what happened? Where did you get confidence?
See, I really don't know. If I love something that I do, I get confident in that particular thing. But if you remove that thing, I am extremely shy. Do you understand? So if you remove music from me now, there's nothing. Again.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the transition.
Yeah, so I decided to learn how to sing, and then I started learning, getting materials to learn. But when I got to Futimina, right? I was in YWAP in Kaduna. YWAP also helped me a lot. Because they had like great vocalists that were really like cool. Nobody
I think
really.
at some point you were attending VOH too, yeah?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
as a drummer, as an instrumentalist then.
It's Vessels of Honor.
Yeah. I was as a drummer then. I think anytime I was always in Kaduna, they had this like yearly meeting. I always wanted to be to be part of that team that would play for that program. So
So you,
I,
so you
I got
learned
to,
music.
yeah.
You learned the vocal part.
Yes. I would say that because when I got to Fusimina, I found people that were like very good. I blended in and then was doing the whole music vocal thing, singing, but they did not encourage me as they were encouraging me in other musical
So
parts.
that's it.
Yes,
Instrumental part.
yes, and then I knew that okay, these people did not like the way I used to sing. They would literally make fun of me in front of me. It hurt so bad. I swear.
Serious?
Like it hurt so bad. Then
Oh.
what happened was that I gave up on singing. I literally gave up on singing. I decided to focus on production. Only production. So I decided to focus on, but I was always, I can sing if it's only me in a room. My God, I am literally one of the baddest singers alive. But people are around me.
I think it's like that for everybody.
No. This is not bathroom singing. This is different. This is original singing. It's not no. Yeah. So and then if as a music producer, if people come to your studio to want to do their song, you have to tell them the way they're supposed to do it. Do you understand? So I would have to always sing out what I want them to sing. Do you understand? And then it was evident for me that I can actually do this, especially when I'm with people that are not really vocally good. You understand? And they are actually doing this music thing. I was like, what am I waiting for? What is the problem? Like, I'm seeing people that I know that are not vocally okay, but they are still doing it regardless. And I know that I have a particular amount of, talent, I would say, or skill that can do better than this. What am I waiting for? I'm actually a very good songwriter. I write songs a lot, right? But I'm always shy to sing them, right? But the ones that I write and then I send to people and they love it, right? So I know I'm a very good songwriter.
You're a good songwriter, okay? We're adding it to your CV.
So yeah, and then this year, right when this year started, I decided, right? I told myself that I was going to release an EP this year, right?
Okay.
I was going to release an EP, and then for me, at the beginning of the year, the EP was probably just instrumentals and then a little bit of vocals. Do you understand? That was my initial idea. But as the year went by, I decided that I could feature, some people to, make the EP a lot better. You understand that kind of thing. So. Yeah. How this whole thing now started was one day in the studio. There was the person I featured on my song, Elna, Dr. Elna. She always comes over for covers and then production, this thing. And then this day,
song now, Emmanuel.
so she came and then I said, today we are going to write a song. I said it jokingly. I said it. I just said it like, let us write a song. Do you understand? With no plan.
Already available for the song, or you just started creating from the scratch?
I didn't have a beat available. What we did was that I just started playing a particular percussion, and then the first thing I always want to do is to get the chord progression, and then I played around, and then we got that particular chord progression. I think I have the videos on my TikTok and Instagram of when I was actually playing the chord progression to decide which one we're going to use. Do you understand?
Oh, wow.
And then we got the chord progression, and then it was on repeat till we started writing the song, and then like that. We wrote it.
Okay, now that we are here, yes. I wanted to ask, the song that is about to be released, Rise Up, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it okay, since you said you were in the studio with Dr. Elna, the lyrics of your song, from the parts that you've given out to us, the teaser that you gave out to us, the lyrics there, is it an experience? Is it from an experience or or something Dr. Elna experienced since you were there? She was there in the studio with you, or you just came about with a song of hope, and because of what's going on around, you just decided, okay, this would be the nicest lyrics to put out there.
Yeah, okay. So this thing, when we started writing, right after we got the chord progression, I asked her, okay, so what is going to be, what is this song going to be about? That's always what we do when we write songs. We always decide what is this song going to be about, so that whatever we write will always be in line with that particular message. And then we were thinking, and then one of the motivations, one of the reasons why we Rise Up is because the kind of music I want to make, right? The kind of music I really want to make is a music that reaches every single age group, social group, economic group. You understand that kind of thing? The music that actually everyone can listen to. You get? I want something that touches everyone, every single person. So I did not want to make it gospel. Do you understand? But I also do not want to make it secular. You get? Because I want I want a situation where they can play my song in the church and they can play my song at the party. Do you understand? A song that everyone relates to, and a song that brings everybody together, whether any religion, you understand that kind of thing. So a song that brings people together. And then I really did not want to make a song that was demeaning to anyone. Do you understand? So I really wanted to make a song that was very, very okay, that an old man will listen and will say, I really love this song. And a young guy like me will listen and really say, I really love this song. That was my aim. Right? That was my aim.
So what message were you trying to pass when you were making the song?
Yeah, so the message I was passing was I needed people to understand that things are not the way they seem because they just happen, right? We had to do something to get to where we are. For where everybody is. Life did not just happen to you. The way you are now is because of the actions you made before. Do you get? So if right now things are not working hard for you, you cannot just sit down and then let life happen to you and think that money will fall from heaven and then you suddenly become rich or something. Do you understand? I made the song because I needed people to know that they had to work. You can't just sit and hope that everything will work out. No, you have to literally stand up. You have to rise up to make an impact. Let people know that okay, I'm actually doing this because I want to succeed at it. Do you get? So I tried as much as possible to make this song relatable to every aspect of the life. So even if it is relationship, you cannot just sit down and hope the girl you're liking will like you. You have to make an effort. Do you understand? You cannot just sit down and be hoping that you get a promotion. You have to make an effort to make your boss know that this person deserves a promotion. Do you understand? So the song relates to every aspect of of your life or whatever you're going through.
I also want to relate your song to the situation of the country. I think speaking to the youth, speaking to everybody, we all need to rise up and do something. Go out there, get your PVC, vote, because we need the change, and the only way we can get that change is to go out and get it for ourselves. Okay, so talking about the release, when is the song going to be released?
The song is going to be released tomorrow. Tomorrow, finally. Okay. Finally tomorrow.
You've given us enough perks. You've tempted us enough. In fact, there's one particular line that sticks to my head. That's no let the matter fool your head. I'm like, God, when will this guy just give us the whole thing?
When I know verse. That way, so tomorrow it drops. You said?
What time tomorrow?
Tomorrow 12 p.m.
We saw your video where you went out to play the music.
Okay, yeah.
People,
anybody
out there.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Well, funny thing is that idea came to me when I was sleeping. I was thinking of ways to, try to promote the song, healthy ways to try to promote the song to get people to listen, and then to actually test my theory when I was trying to say, trying to make people of different class, different social background, to see if they actually like it. And then I decided that I was going to go out into the streets to interview people and get their opinion of how the song went. And then I dragged Dr. Elna with me to go to the street too. Yeah, she was the one videoing. She's a very brave woman.
I really want to do the live video today, but
yeah, I guess. So yeah, I went out, and then it took a lot of courage. Nigeria at this point, nobody wants to talk to anybody. If you're not helping me in any way, I do not want to talk to you. So, but yeah, it took a lot of courage to meet people, and then exactly give away. So it took a lot of effort to meet people, and then I started from the first person. It was okay. I was like, okay. Went to the next person, it was okay. Went to the next person, it was okay. And then from like that, my aim was to meet different people. So I met the very old, I met the very young, I met the middle-aged people, different genders, the male, the female, different social background. I met some guys.
How was it like for you?
How was it?
What was the audience? The perception you got from people, what was it like?
Was
it good?
Everybody literally loved it. Like, I kid you not. I met a lot of people that were skeptical at the beginning, like, I don't want to listen. They were, your song was. But as they started listening, their head was moving. They could not control that part, and then I knew that, oh yeah, this is actually really nice. And then every single person I met loved it, and then I could see that it was genuine because of the way they were, trying to relate with
I saw some guys grooving to the beat. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, those guys were. I was actually surprised because of those guys. Those guys, we call them. I wouldn't want to name anyone, but like they're the bad guys of the city. You get? So the fact that those guys liked it was my biggest highlight of that particular interview. I swear. I was
you really did.
Thank you very much.
Song. Really good. But talking about support, you talked about how you started from age 1 to the church. I guess the church must have been a great support for you. And then you talked about friends supporting you as well.
Yeah.
You know, having influence from friends for the voicing and for the beats as well. I want to ask about appearance. You mentioned here that you went to Catholic.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's for your national diploma. Then to Futmina.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Food science and technology.
Wow.
Yes. Not many people know that. Not many people know that.
I'm shocked myself. Okay, so to my question.
Yeah.
How did your parents accept this music producing, beats producing thing? Because we're in a country where myself, to be honest, my young age, my mom be like, you be a lawyer. My brother, my older brother is a lawyer, and you can talk much. Just let's go to law school, you know.
Yeah.
And they just pick something for you, and you don't blend in sharp.
I get.
So how did you open up to them to say, we are no longer doing food science? So.
See, this particular thing, right, was one of my biggest. Well, I won't say setback because it actually built me up to where I am now, right? But it was my biggest challenge. Yeah, I'll put it like that. It was my biggest challenge. I come from a Yoruba family. All we know in my tribe is book. It's book. They just want to just go and read book. I don't care what course you're doing, as long as you're reading book. That is it.
Do PhD.
Exactly.
Just to be doing that.
Exactly. Just go and read. And then the thing is that when I decided to actually do this music thing, when I actually decided to do it, I decided that I was going to start giving myself the freedom I needed, because my studio. Okay, then I didn't really have a studio, but the people that I like around me that were helping me do music thing were in Mina. My parents are based in Kaduna. So to now, every time after school go back to Kaduna, I wasn't enjoying it. Kaduna wasn't home again. Exactly, it wasn't home again. So I decided to want to stay in Mina more. So before once school is over like this, the day I read my last paper, I don't care what time, is the day I'm going back home. So everybody knows, right? Everybody knows. So when they now started noticing that I would do like a week or some couple of days before I go home, they were asking me, what are you doing in school? What are you doing in school? And then I would try to lie to, want to stay. And then when I now decided that, okay, it's time for them to know that this is what's happening. They knew I was always into music, but they did not take it as, serious. They thought it was just a normal church, just go to church, play, that kind of thing. But they did not know it was the serious thing. So when I decided that I was actually going to do the music scene, I made my feelings known. And then obviously, they were not in support.
When you started to do the music scene?
Yeah. They were not in support at all.
Wow.
They were not. Wow. Especially my dad. Because my dad is also a food scientist, right? So I'm like his protege. You get, like, I'm the one after his heart. What would I do in music? Do you understand?
First child, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. First child. So I told him that I would do the food. I will finish school. Do you understand? I hated school, my God. But I told him that I would finish school. I'm not going to drop out, even if I probably drop out like 5 times in that school. But I came back well. So I was saying I was going to finish the school, but after school, I'm not going to go and work in the company or anything. I'm going to focus on my music. Do you understand? I'm going to focus on my music. And then
how did they take it?
They did not take it well at all. They did not. We would always fight in the house because my parents have this decision. I mean, I'm very stubborn. I am very stubborn, right? Especially if it's something that I really want to do. I'm very stubborn. So my parents will always fight, and then me too. I will fight too. But last, I'll come to me now. They'll be in Kaduna. Everybody will be fine. Till I go back again, then the fight will continue. That kind of thing. So, but as time went on, I gained more confidence. There was when they knew that, okay, this guy is serious, was when I did not go home for Christmas and New Year.
Wow.
In particular, like in our kind of family, it's not possible to actually do that if you are not married or outside the country.
And you were not scared at any point?
I wasn't. Like, I was that stubborn to actually, stay on what I wanted to do. So I didn't go home, and then we fought, obviously. But, time went, they started supporting. They started seeing the way, like, I was actually doing well. I was able to get my own apartment. But funny thing is that they were always encouraging me. Do you understand? In their own way. I could see that they were encouraging me.
How to really tell you that we want you.
Exactly.
They don't tell you, exactly. Really settle.
Yes, exactly. So I was always seeing that they were actually encouraging me pretty well. And then, but they were not 100%. is at that time. So, but when I finished in my final year, that was when my 400 level, I was okay, a bit more free at that time. I didn't go home during the pandemic. I was always in Mina, so I was free. I had my freedom because I had my apartment, had my equipment, so they could see that I'm actually doing things on my own. I was actually doing things on my own. That they definitely know that it is not the money that they are sending to me then that is doing the magic. It's obviously not. Do you understand? So they could see that okay, this guy is actually making his own money through these things. Do you get? And then that was able to put their, for them to put their trust in me a little bit, believe that I can actually do this particular thing. And then now I have their full support.
Wow.
Yeah. But if I wasn't as stubborn as I was, I wouldn't have had the support I have now.
Your way.
Yes, true.
Okay, so what were your challenges? Because I saw your video where you said where you started and
where we are now. Yeah.
So what were your challenges along the way?
I think one of my major challenges was funding. Funding was one of my major challenges because as a producer, you might have all the whole talent in the whole world.
Start a business or anything.
Yes, definitely. Fund is important. But as a producer, it can be a lot of talent and a lot of skill, but if you don't have the equipment to actually bring it out, you would not get it. In fact, how I got my first equipment, my speakers, my studio monitors, right? Only a very tiny amount of people know this. How I got my first equipment is that my house rent that my parents sent to me for a particular year was what I used to buy speaker. I swear. I bought because I decided to buy the speaker, and then I was squatting with someone for a whole year just because I wanted to buy speaker. I swear. So funding was always the major problem. But little by little, see, really, right? I can't even say how. I can't even say how for sure, but little by little, things were just falling in place at the right time. I was able to get some things. I think that was the major challenges like that I would say I was facing. Yeah, to get from there to here now.
Consistency has just been your key, but then consistency, you knew what you wanted and you went for it. Like we're in a world where people hardly even find their talents. They hardly know what they want to do. But you found yours and you're doing it and you're doing well. I must really commend you. And I must really send my wishes to you. I wish you all the best in your music tomorrow. I'm anticipating to hear the whole music.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this privilege. It's an honor to
thank you so much for having me
on here. Thank you for helping me to launch this Instagram live Time Out with Fola Ishola.
You're welcome.
I hope to see more of you out there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. You too. Bye.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. Also follow Timibeats to know when he releases his new music. Thank you. Bye.
Rise up, rise up, rise up.